Nakore Apparel is a lifestyle brand inspired by and created for those who unabashedly seek, speak, and live in truth. Nakore is the African Adinkra symbol for truthfulness, and the clothes speak truth in all its forms with the ultimate aim of love and justice. If you're down to expand the culture, break barriers, and eradicate injustice wherever you find it, then Nakore Apparel is the brand for you. Go to NakoreApparel.com. That's N-O-K-O-R-E Apparel.com.
Nakore, apparel for truth tellers.
You are now tuned in to the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast.
Yo, this is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you live and direct for episode number 363 of the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast. The DMST podcast is back. Thank you to everybody tuning in on Facebook Live right now and on YouTube, the Dual Live podcast, and everybody that's tuning in throughout the week on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, the TuneIn Radio app, no whooshka.
None at all.
No whooshka. Anywhere, wherever, however you get your podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in this week on Recovery Sunday, hopefully leading into a Victory Sunday. Playboy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Playboy the DJ, Playboy D-A-DJ. A little disappointed about yesterday, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Another show, another week, man. Let's get it.
Dev, how you feeling?
You know, feeling good, man. I'm feeling refreshed a little bit. You know what I mean? Back from a quick little trip for the holidays, man. Feeling good. Getting ready to decorate the tree tonight. You know what I'm saying? Put up some decorations this morning. I'm ready, man. I'm feeling good.
That's what's up.
All right. Playboy, how was your week?
My week was cool, man. It was a 2.5 day week. I actually took a half a day on Wednesday. It was cool, man. Work wasn't that hard, you know. It was okay. I can't complain, man. At the end of the day, we all here, so my week was great.
Dev, how was your week?
My week was good, man. It was a 2-day work week for me. Drove to Kenosha, Wisconsin, visit my mom and that side of the family. So had Thanksgiving up there. It was dope, man. You know, it's about a 6-hour drive. Kenosha is like smack dab in between Chicago and Milwaukee, like smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
Right on the water. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cool little, like an old fashioned town. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. It's cool, man. Like it's a you can go to Kenosha and just get away for a couple days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it has one of everything. So you can go and get whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? It got a Burlington, a Target, everything you can want. Like one of at least of everything. And it's surrounded by a couple outlets or whatever.
Right.
Because people come from Chicago, Milwaukee, and stuff like that to shop. So
It's like right on that border area almost.
yeah, it's literally like 10 minutes from the border of Illinois. But it was a cool trip, man. Me, Leah, and Mackenzie, we went up there. Yeah, nice hotel we stayed at, man. Was able to spend some time with family, and then just chill. We did a lot of just chilling, man.
That's what's up. How your mom, man?
She good. She doing.
She
all
looks
right.
good. I seen the pictures, man.
Yeah,
I seen some
she
pictures.
doing good, man. Yeah, so she up there with her sisters, so and couple, you know, her nieces, so you know they taking good care of her up there, and yeah, so it was cool, real cool. Got back last night. Yeah, got up this morning, put up some inflatables in the front yard, Santa and Frosty up in the front yard, and after the Browns game tonight, it's time to get that tree up, man. Because, but I ain't never seen nobody ready for Christmas no more than Mackenzie in my life, boy.
Right.
So yeah,
but you know what that is, man. That's pure innocence.
Pure.
It just
she is ready.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
You riding back, you hear in the back seat, "Hey Siri, how many days until Christmas?" It's like she
on it.
Yeah, she like 30 days. So did a little bit of Christmas shopping. So yeah, man, cool.
How was your week, man? How was your week?
Same as y'all's in the sense, but 2.5 weeks. I mean 2.5 days of work because we had a half day on Wednesday. They threw a punk ass meeting on Wednesday morning for some dumb shit. It's like, who does that right before everybody's off for a few days or whatever. But that was that. They went on down to Cincinnati for a few days for the holiday, and I just stayed at the house. I was telling y'all before the show, I turned off for 3 days. I just literally, I cooked some food at the crib on Friday. I'm not on Friday, on Thursday. So I just turned off. I went and got a little bit of ham from the Honey Baked Ham store, and I just made some macaroni and made some greens. What else I do? I did some cornbread, something simple. That was it. I turned off. Went to the Cavs game on on Wednesday night, and got to leave early, because they was getting their ass kicked. So that was it. I ain't do too much.
See how he did real quick. He like, some macaroni and this, something simple. I wish I could make grits.
Yeah. Like I'm mostly like chilling, but it is something about. But I know growing up with the holidays is like different.
Yeah,
I grew up different with the holiday. I do enjoy, what I'm saying, being around a few folks for the holidays.
I'm hit and miss. Sometimes I really, really be like, all right, yeah, I'm ready to see everybody, and sometimes I'm like, yo, I just want to sit at home, make a plate, and watch TV. Shout out to Deidre talking about marriage is. When I'm glowing. Thank you. It's a new skincare routine, Deidre. Thank you.
Hydration.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think I had a couple of cousins that was in town on my mom's side of the family. I think they got together at my aunt's house down in Akron. And I was lazy. I shut off the whole weekend.
I actually wound up
until yesterday when it was Cornelia's birthday. We went out.
Oh yeah, happy belated to her. I wound up going over my father's side of the family. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen them in a minute. Hadn't really been around them. Mm-hmm. But they reached out to me, man, on Facebook and was just like, "Hey, look, won't you come on through?" So I wound up being able to do that.
It'd be cool, man.
Just being around them and seeing cousins that I hadn't seen since we was small. Mm-hmm. It was cool, man.
I was taking names on the space table, man. Still. It's, I don't know what it is. Because real quick, it is not. People try to say it's the cards you dealt. It's not. It is not.
It's the way you play the game.
If I get a bad hand, I will make this a throw in. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm going board. I'm gonna make you go 7. You either gonna get set. I'm going to find a way to finesse this game. It is not just the cards you dealt. Right. If you were a stand-up person and you're gonna actively bid your hand correctly, then it's about the cards you was dealt.
Right.
But I am here to win, so I'm going to lie to you.
So you basically say you cheat.
No. Lying in spades is different than cheating. Me telling you that I only got a certain amount of, like, let's say you only got 5.
Yeah.
I'm going for, well, let's say I'm winning, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm 10 books away from winning. You say you got 5. I'm going to say I got 5. Because if we only got 10, then we got to throw the hand in. I'm going to make you go 6. If you don't go 6, just give me my 5. Now I'm 5 away from winning. And we're going to keep this going until the game's over. I'm going to force you to do something. This is not just about, and they kept talking about it's the cards you was dealt. No. So, got in, let them know, hadn't lost the game since 89. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to report, you know what I'm saying? Even in the great city of Kenosha, the great state of Wisconsin, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cousin Tremaine, you know what I mean? Yeah. Couldn't pull it off. But, me and my cousin Simone, we ran the table. You know what I mean? That's how we do.
Right.
We got to do a DMST game.
We got to get a nice.
We absolutely have to, man.
Yeah. We have to figure something out.
It was fun.
Anything else happening?
Not much.
We know what happened. Why is we tip dancing around this shit?
No, I was trying to get through the week. So
what happened on Saturday?
What I said was going to happen?
I had to call Brainstorm. I was in Kenosha, about to get on the freeway. I had to call him and say, you know what? Like, shout out to G. Bush from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, one of my favorite shows. He said it the other week, and I 100% agree. Mm-hmm. When you're presented with new information, it is right of you to change your opinion. And I apologize Because Kyle McCord ain't shit.
He's ass. I've been saying it for a long time. I got to take a couple minutes on this one.
we got to.
See, I always see to y'all when it comes to a lot of different sports stuff. Y'all played more, higher levels, all of that or whatever. But sometimes it's just what you can see with your own two eyes. Yeah. And he's a sophomore, redshirt sophomore. So that's
third year.
Yeah. So it's like it's long enough for you to be able to get some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's your first time playing and on the field, but by this time of the season, you ain't a freshman. This ain't your first game no more or whatever. And I know I said it on the show before. I know we've been spoiled. CJ, Justin, all those guys, whatever, all these different things, whatever. But at some point, at this point in the season, you're no longer a freshman or whatever at this point playing. You said it yesterday on the phone. He they were saying it during the telecast. He just looks the guy down. He's been doing it all year. He just don't have
He's just not as good as them.
And which is fine.
Yeah.
The problem is he's terrible. That's the problem. You could not be just as good as them. Look, CJ's going to be the offensive rookie of the year.
I don't know if he's terrible. He's just not that good.
Terrible. He's ass, man. And all right, let's take it back. All right. You can't go to a school like Ohio State and not be good.
Yeah.
That's that high for recruit. It's the same thing we say about NBA players. We call somebody trash. It's like, no, actually, they're one of the best 100-some players in the world at what they do. So they're not trash. But he's ass, though. I mean, like,
he's ass in Ohio State standards.
Yes. And you don't.
He could be the starting quarterback at
It's
Illinois.
a lot of schools down the road in Macland, Akron, OU, Kent.
I mean, he can start at Illinois.
All them. I don't care. Don't start here next year. I don't care. Don't come back. Don't come back here next year. So I don't know who they got, but
they got what's name coming?
How, man?
We got a lefty coming.
Yeah,
what's his
Aaron
name?
Aaron Nolan.
Yeah.
That's your starter next year.
No.
Fuck it.
It's gonna be
Because that
McCord,
nigga there,
man.
that nigga there's trash.
Brainstorm.
He's trash. This is what I'm mad about too. He called all humble and shit yesterday. Hey man, just gotta let you know, man. You right, man. I've been screaming this since like the second week of the season. Like,
no, I didn't know he was gonna show up like that against Michigan, man.
Man.
That stare down pick told me everything I needed to know.
Dude saw it coming. He jumped that route so fast. Dude saw it coming because he's been staring Marvin down all year. Marvin's played his last game because they're not going to the playoffs. So Marvin has played his last game because there's no reason in the world he's going to play in that bowl game.
For you. I'm trying to. I don't know why you don't believe me. You know Louisville lost yesterday.
Yep.
And then they're going to beat Florida State.
Yep.
Ohio State's going to be the 4th seed, man. Oregon's going to beat Washington. Ohio State at this point has beaten Notre Dame and Penn State, and Oregon's only win is going to be against Washington. And they're going to, if they had to pick against the Oregon Ducks, take our fandom out of it. If you had to watch the Dallas Cowboys play or the Jacksonville Jaguars, who do you think the NFL going to put on TV?
I mean, that's automatic, but this ain't. They're not
if they have to pick between Oregon and Ohio State, they're going to pick Ohio. No, they're not.
Yes,
this is the thing. We just lost by 6 to the number 2 team in the country at their home.
I don't think they're that good either.
They are.
I honestly don't think they're that good either, man.
No, we can't. This is what I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I agree 1,000,000% on a million different things that Michigan was better than us yesterday. But Michigan is a hell of a football team. Michigan is really the college version of what the Browns do. But they do it at a higher level. You let them get in front, the game's over. Because they're going to run you into oblivion. They're not even going to get you a 15-yard. Niggas be like, they only average 3.3 yards a carry. Nigga, that's a first down every 3 runs.
Yeah.
It ain't shit, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
But they just run, dump off. Run, dump off. They paper cut you to death.
Yep.
And when they kept getting the ball back, remember they went on like that
8-minute
drive?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is what the Browns do to teams. And we'd be looking up and we'd be like, how the fuck they got 30 against the Seahawks?
Right.
Like how they got 33 points against the Colts? What happened? Like how did y'all score these many points? Michigan plays a winning brand of football. That's a good football team. As much as we hate them niggas,
I mean, so winning
that
brand
is
of
a
football.
very good football team.
They're disciplined.
That
has some very discipline.
That is a very Michigan and Georgia are the 2 best football teams in the country, and there is no shame in losing to the 2nd best team in the country.
The fuck it ain't. That's Michigan. The fuck it ain't. Man, who am I talking to? Who am I talking to out here?
I'm not talking about from us personally. I'm talking about the people that's going to pick the 4 best teams to play. Mm-hmm. They're not going to penalize us for losing to Michigan.
Right.
They're not. They will penalize Oregon for losing to Washington State or some shit like that. If our only loss is to Michigan, and I don't even know who Oregon's losses to. Who they lose to?
Oregon lost to Washington.
And they lost to Washington?
Right.
So they heading towards the rematch.
They heading towards the rematch.
Yeah, I think. Look, that defense.
But one of them gonna go anyway.
She said she's seen them in person. Washington, they're a pretty good team. They don't play defense.
So let's say Washington wins.
They're in.
Florida State loses. Who Texas lose to?
Texas lost to
Kansas.
Oklahoma. They also the Red River Shootout.
Yeah. So they lost to the number 19 team in the country. We lost to the number 2 team in the country. On the road.
Yeah, on the road. And
Come on, man.
The biggest rivalry
it's
game.
going to be Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Washington, or Michigan, Oregon. That is my. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But when the dust settles, we'll be playing Georgia in like the Peach Bowl in Atlanta.
All right.
But that's
from the mouth of Dev to whatever. I guess. Yes, it's
guys'
just,
ears.
Yeah, it's whatever, man.
You only wanted to go to guys' ears.
Yeah, not this year. Not this year. They just take your asses home and go get better. You lose to Michigan, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs anyway. I said it last year. You lose to them, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs, man.
But
they showed up in that Georgia game last year.
Yeah,
they showed up. Actually, kind of got jobbed by the refs, and they showed up. They would have had a title last year.
This is the crazy.
Which is the other part to me. All the fire Ryan Day stuff that we got, because I know we got to move. All the fire, I get it, because you said it when I tweeted about it. You was like, hey, well,
you can't lose 3.
You can't lose 3 in a row.
You can't, man.
You can't lose 3 in a row. So everybody, even we said something about Maurice Claret, even with him, he's on Twitter talking about Ryan Day got to go. I don't know where you're going. I mean, I'm not saying you can't find a coach at that's going to be good at Ohio State, but it's like people have been screaming for Urban all the time, but Urban got you 1 in those 7 years, and he should have got you. He should have got you more than 1.
It's Vrabel. That's what
I've been hearing a lot of chatter about. They want Mike Vrabel here.
This the thing, though, man. We I don't want to say this because I don't want to speak for you when it comes to the Browns. But I think we're both more objective. I'm more objective with Ohio State.
And I'm way more objective about the Browns.
And you're more objective with the Browns. Part of my problem is I was such a Fab Five fan that I don't have the amount of disdain for Michigan that I should. The football team I despise. But there's a special place in my heart for them Black Sox and them yellow uniforms.
I hated them too. Oh, I hated them.
What?
I'm not. They were a culture moment.
I didn't know no better. At that point, I didn't know no better.
Cool.
They was just the coolest team I'd ever seen in my life.
Everybody knows that. Yeah, the Fab Five.
That's the number one problem I have is like when I watch Michigan play, I'm watching them yesterday.
It was almost like, especially coming off the heels of UNLV too.
Yeah, it was. And you know who they remind me of? Like not remind me of in game, but the feeling is I would watch Golden State against the Cavs, and I'm like, ooh, we can't beat them, but goddamn it, that's beautiful basketball. Like you can say what you want to say, but that right there, if you wanted to write a script or a definition of how beautiful basketball should look, it would be the 15 through 18 Golden State Warriors. Ball movement, man movement, everything about it. That is basketball in its purest form. I would be terrified every time somebody came off a down screen. Every single time. Because they got every shot they wanted every time down the court damn near. And I'm watching Michigan, and there's tacticians, man.
Yeah.
Everybody flying to the ball. They get movement
clinic
up front. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is football 101, man.
All right, man.
It was a clinic they put on us yesterday, man. Usually we do that to them.
Yeah, that's what it's been.
That was a fucking football. That was a football clinic, man.
This is the crazy part.
It was only a 6-point game.
I feel like
exactly.
What you driving?
I was getting ready to say that. I feel like if we got a quarterback, we win that game.
Man, if you got a decent quarterback that can make a play, and I mean a play.
Yeah,
a
just
play.
a single play. Like is Devin Brown that bad?
Right.
Remember he had got hurt. So
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's just I just don't
He
know.
wear a fat number too. That's the problem.
Yeah, he wearing 33.
You can't wear 33
be a
and play quarterback for me,
33,
brother.
man.
Right.
But I mean,
You
it's
can't
just
do that.
you got Marv, you got
Ibuka,
you got Ibuka,
Fleming.
you got Fleming. Those are your top 3 guys. You can't find a guy that could get these guys the ball. You got excellent running backs. It's just if there's I told you they didn't respect the pass. They didn't respect him as a passer. And as much as you hate me hearing me say this,
No, it's true.
we're going to see that again in 3 hours today if they don't attempt to pass the ball down the field.
Yeah,
At some point.
I think the difference we'll see at 4, but to switch to what we're talking about with the Browns at 4:00, I think Kevin Stefanski had to call the game the way he called it.
I mean, I
last week
agree
on
with
the
that
Beast
part.
Steelers.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
I think he's in a Bill Belichick style bag right now. I'm not calling him Bill Belichick. But what I'm saying is
What you
Bill
gotta do to
Belichick
win.
week to week to week to week. Everything, it would be a different game plan week to week. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to roll out my team and we're going to figure this. No.
Mm-hmm.
Who we playing this week? What do we have to do to win? Last week, he played a platoon right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never seen that before.
Me either.
He like on passing downs, I'm going to put it in
Go
DeJuan
get
Jones.
DeJuan Jones.
And
Yeah,
DeJuan Jones gave up 0 sacks, 0 pressure, 0 quarterback hits.
Right.
And I'm like, this dude is in his bag right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he looking at what he got. He know he got a patchwork offense, and he figuring out week to week, game to game, what I got to do to win. And I don't think this game plan going to look the same. And I could be wrong. I think it's going to look a little bit different, especially when he's going to have more time to throw the ball. They would have wrecked the game last week. If he'd have been back there for 3-4 seconds trying to throw deep balls with TJ Watt and them, they'd have had 7 sacks on the Browns last week. So, but anyway,
We'll see.
shout out to,
One game at a time, man.
Yeah.
it was
Game at a time.
painful. It was painful to sit there and watch them flood that field
I turned
yesterday.
I don't watch the end again. I don't watch people celebrate.
It was
Nigga,
tough.
I said,
It was tough.
I turn. I don't watch
They
celebration.
get interviewed. They was talking greasy too.
Yeah, I turn.
Did you know?
I turn. I don't
not
watch.
not
it.
on that. You see Roman Wilson like they
I
out there.
read about it. None about it. None of it. Look, you could give me some pads right now, my nigga. I would bust an 80-yard run right there to the house. To the house. I don't watch that shit, man. I don't watch it.
Nope.
Even when like other teams will win a championship and stuff, if it ain't my team winning the championship, I
ain't
don't.
watching
A lot of times I go in and turn.
But the thing is,
But the Michigan guys gonna talk.
I mean,
Which they should.
They
Yeah,
earned
they
the
should.
right to. Cause
They're
we was
talking
Yeah,
talking
they
about it.
should.
They earned the right to.
They
I
like
mean,
he out there with Louis Vuitton on.
Yeah.
Like he tough. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody tough. I said, oh.
Yeah, he's talking cash. Cash money. Yeah, I read about it. I was like, oh, and that's the beautiful part about this rivalry. You got 364 days
They
before
do
you
it again.
and then if you lose, look, y'all, and people don't understand. Ohio State owned Michigan for the better part of 20 years.
Yep.
20
and
years.
that's
the
the
better
only thing
part
they
of
can
20
hold their
years.
head on. That's the only
And
thing
it's
they can
just
hold their
like,
head on.
and the last 3 years have been painful for Ohio State
And
fans.
it's been a slow. The first year was like, oh, okay, it's cute. Y'all won.
Yeah.
Last year was like, hold up, hold the phone.
Yeah.
Like, wait a
Y'all
minute.
destroyed us. And in this year, they kind of this year was even worse because like they were supposed to be cheaters, and it wasn't supposed to be.
Well, they was cheating.
But the
Brainstorm
principal,
is-
my
they were.
coworker gonna text me. He like, well, man, it was 100% the signal still in.
And that's the other thing now.
I
It's
said,
like,
oh,
yeah,
they
they're
talking.
talking big shit, man. They're talking big shit. It'd be very nice if we do get that scenario. You think they're gonna get in at 4?
I would love to play it
I
again.
would love for Michigan to be 1
Yeah.
and Ohio State to be 4. Just give us that before we get into that 12-team playoff.
What if
next
we
year.
got? What if we got a chance to play them in the national championship?
Nigga,
I want an LSU Alabama style.
Cancel the week. Cancel the week. Ohio State, Michigan for a national championship will be a ratings bonanza.
Yeah.
Ratings bonanza.
TV would.
It'd probably be the
break.
most watched.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ever.
ratings bonanza.
That'd be the most watched single football sporting event in American history, man.
Yeah. Ratings bonanza. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
It's you know, sports is the greatest.
It's beautiful, ain't it? Unless your team loses, and then you mad.
It's reality TV, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how like if your team wins, it's beautiful, but when your team loses, it just creates more news. So like it's almost more entertaining in the offseason to find out who gonna sign to the Browns, who they gonna trade for. Ooh, they just picked up a cornerback from here. Like when your team don't win, it's almost more like the euphoria of your team winning the championship, like in 2016 after the Cavs won, was cool. It's just all roses and sunshine the entire time or whatever. That's cool. But sports is so good that even when your team loses, it's like, now we can't wait for the spring game. Who's going to be starting the quarterback? How good Aaron Nolan look? Is he enrolling early? Like, it starts something with Ohio State that's different.
I go get him from there. Where he at? Georgia, California. We'll go pick him up.
Now.
We'll go pick him up.
Enrolling the class.
Send me
Let this little graduate right now.
Yeah, we'll go pick him up. No left-handed quarterback, I think, has won a national championship since Tebow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Michael Penix might pull one off this year. No, they ain't got no defense.
Yeah, they can't stop nobody. But they gonna put up 80 on you. You mess around.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Oh man.
Speaking of reality TV and stuff, I know you mentioned before the show that you said that Cam and Mace are changing everything that there is to see about this podcast game and everything.
Shout out to It Is What It Is. And you know, it is a podcast, right? But it's they're on 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It's podcasts have replaced TV. They have I think the Cams of the world, and I'm not saying these people aren't the same. Obviously they don't know nothing about each other. But like I even watched the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here. The Stephen A. Smith show. I think they're more shows. Like they're not TV shows because it's not on TV.
Right.
It's not really. It's a podcast. Not really a podcast. It's uninterrupted shows. It's usually sponsored by DraftKings, a bet, something like that, where they don't have to do no commercials.
Right.
And the key to everything is they can say whatever they want, not in an egregious way, not in an overt way, and I can just be me and have a real open and honest conversation,
right? And
not have to censor anything I say, or like we was talking before, their analysts are OJ, OJ Simpson. That OJ, not OJ the Juice Man. OJ Simpson.
Not OJ.
Double murder. Bronco OJ is on there every week.
I saw old school Bronco on my way up here.
They're football analysts. I didn't even talk to you about the NFL football analyst.
Hold on.
It's Antonio Brown.
Bro, hold on one second. No, you did not just call this nigga OJ Double Murder Simpson. No.
OJ,
Double Murder Bronco.
Ronald Goldman. Nicole Brown Simpson. That OJ is an analyst on their show. That OJ. You know what I'm saying?
And they still got sponsors.
It still got sponsors. $50 million in sponsorships. That they like crazy amounts of sponsors.
If you on 6 days a week, and I said before the show, I'm like, how much are they paying OJ for his weekly spot and stuff like that?
It gotta be a 100K. Yeah, it gotta be something crazy.
Yeah.
But like you got OJ, you got Maurice Corrett, you got Antonio Brown on there. Yep. They do, and the conversations they have they're not trying to be overly analytical in their sports takes. It is really like the conversations you have, like we just had about the game.
Right.
Like that's what they do.
Which I wish we could create a lane for us. I think we kind of need that.
Yes.
Even though we do a good job of rolling it all into the show, like not giving it a whole hour or something like that. But we could if we wanted to. God damn it, it's our show.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but we do a good job of incorporating some stuff and then kind of keeping it moving a little bit. Yeah. But it would be nice to kind of have a lane where it was just, all right, what happened with this Cavs game this weekend and how they playing or something like that. And then what happened with, whatever,
Because I need to do a Craig Porter Jr. Update.
You've been balling, man.
Man, balling is an understatement. Craig Porter Jr.
He don't look like he's scared of the league.
No,
like he just know he can play.
Yeah,
that's a guy that played 5 years at Wichita State.
And we've not. I don't think I'm going on a limb. We have not had a player This is one of the, if not the first of his kind in our organization. This is Fred VanVleet. This is Ben Wallace. This is an undrafted player who is going to be a legit. What's the guy's name? Ty Jerome. He's stealing minutes from basketball players. But anyway, we ain't gonna get into that right now. But yeah, we do have to do that, man, because I think we got some strong.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, real quick. Hey, Darius, you ever find out a way to not get hurt every other game, Darius? That's a whole nother topic. But
Darius got to find a way to not get hurt, and I'm so sick of Donovan Mitchell, man. Listen,
you mortgaged everything to get him here right now.
You did,
and
man.
He's gonna be gone.
We made a mistake in two sports for Deshaun Watson and Donovan Mitchell, and I'm ready to admit it, man. Donovan Mitchell is really good quarters 1 through 3. He ain't a closer. He is a great second. He is an elite second player on a championship team. Elite.
Oh, he's not 1A.
He's in Klay Thompson category.
He's not even 1B.
No,
to be honest,
he's a Klay Thompson.
He's 2.
He's in that elite. Those elite 2s. The Pippins. Donovan Mitchell was a motherfucker, but he had a dribble pull up last night to tie the game, and it just I don't understand, man.
I saw that one late. It's a couple. I saw a replay. I was watching it last night. He just came down and he was just kind of off balance, and he pulled. I said that was a bad shot.
It was Max Christie on you.
I was like, that was at first I said that was a bad shot. And then the Lakers came down and they threw up a bad shot, and I'm looking like they was both bad shots.
And if you are that guy, I watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, that is my player that I'm falling in love with right now. He is balling out there right now.
And you know what we did?
And the cat in Minnesota, Anthony Edwards.
Yep. Oh, man. You know who? And you know what we did? We took Colin fucking Sexton instead of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yep.
But whatever. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, we.
But anyway, what they do is they take these conversations, man, and they have them in an authentic way. And it's changing the game. It's changing the way other people who have a name and notoriety approach the sports or whatever. Just
entertainment, period.
The entertainment game. I'm watching Stephen A. Smith morph right in front of my eyes. I saw this happen a couple years ago when I fell in love with Corey Holcomb's content. Because Corey came into prominence with the 5150 show. And he said, I don't care about adjusting nothing because I say what the hell I want to say. Right. And then I go to comedy shows where people come out to see me. I don't have to fit into nobody's nothing.
Right.
He said, I could go rent out a little spot in a hood in a city anywhere and make my $25,000.
Right.
And then go to the next city. I don't even got to go to the Improv.
Got his own lane.
And I'm like, oh, shit. I don't even have to go to the Improv. The Improv be asking me to come. He said, I rent out a meeting hall, a party hall, and bring people in to do a comedy show.
At the VFW hall.
Yeah, at the VFW hall. And
niggas come.
And that was his mentality. So you could go to Corey Holcomb and get these what seemed like taboo alternative takes on stuff that you couldn't get nowhere else because he just ain't give a fuck. He didn't care. He didn't care because you couldn't quote unquote cancel Corey Holcomb. You couldn't cancel him because I was still going to go see him every single time he came to the city, whether he was at Hilarities, the State Theater, the Improv, the VFW Hall. Corey Holcomb coming to Cleveland. Dev is trying to get a ticket to go see Corey Holcomb.
Right.
And he got about 10,000 other people that's trying to get some tickets to go see him when he comes to the city, every city per city. And so when I saw that, I didn't know this was coming. I'm not gonna be fake like LeBron be lying, talking about he saw it coming. But that was just the first time I saw it.
I heard him do comedy when I was in ninth grade.
Yeah, I heard him do comedy, and I said this nigga gonna change it. No, but then you fast forward and you see what Cam and Mace are doing, and they're just being Cam and Mace.
Yeah,
that's all they're doing, man. They're being Cam. Cam the other day was because Mace was like. He was like, I'm going with the dogs. It's a Georgia Bulldog. You know what I'm saying? He talking about, and Cam was like, So who the quarterback? What's the head coach's name? I don't need to know all that. I just know it's Georgia. Like they not trying to front.
Right.
Like they know all this. It's just a conversation like we'll normally have.
Right.
Like don't try to ask me these questions to trip me up. I bet you Georgia win. That's all we care about, man, because we really don't care. We really don't care about your insider knowledge on whose left ankle is swollen more than we don't really give a fuck about that.
I guess you get that when you turn to the ESPNs and all the other stuff. That's where you get all of that.
I can read that in the newspaper.
Yeah.
I want to watch a personality.
Local radio, yeah.
And they focus on the personality, and the personality wins. And I see Stephen A. Smith interviewing Kevin Garnett, and they talking about Michael Jordan, and Stephen A. Smith like, you got a motherfucker with 6 rings. I said, did you just drop an MF?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stephen A? Come on now, Stephen A. Mm-hmm. But I just saw you a couple weeks ago on Cam and Mace, and then I saw Cam and Mace on your pod.
Right.
And I'm like, this whole thing is.
He's starting to realize it's a lane, and that's the other thing too.
It's gonna be a movement.
But see, I can't respect the Stephen A. for doing that. To be honest, and that's probably who he is in real life. I mean, they cuss all the time.
It's who he is in real life.
I didn't see Mike Wilbon in off-camera moments cussing and stuff like that. You know, so that's that's how they talk because this is how we talk. But you so button up all the time on ESPN and all these shows that's how you are, whatever. So it's not like I can't. I'm not saying that I can't respect it because he's doing it. I'm like, it ain't. You doing it now because it's like, oh, it's accepted now, and now you just being greedy, like, oh, here's another lane I can dip my toe into. So I don't respect it in that sense. Yeah. It's the same thing why I hated all the celebrities jumping into the podcast thing, where it's like Kevin Hart got 55 shows out there. Mm-hmm. He got the podcast thing on his Sirius channel. Yeah. You know, he got the interview thing where he sat down with the people drinking wine. He got the comedian thing on podcast thing. He got like 50,
where you sit in the ice tub.
Yeah, right. he got all these goddamn shows, and it's like you doing it just because you see, oh, well, somebody else might come. It's like, yo, at some point, I guess you ain't mad at somebody for getting their money, but it's like, but I'm not respecting the fact that you just it's just a lane. I'm just gonna go do it. It ain't authentic. You ain't doing it because you love to goddamn do that shit. Yeah. Cam and Mace having a good time.
Yeah,
absolutely. We having a good time sitting up here doing this. We've been having a good time for 6 years doing this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't respect. Oh well, people they'll pay. I mean, I go get the paper, but. It ain't authentic when you sit down and do that. So like even with him sitting down with Shannon not that long ago when he was about to start doing working on for safe for football season. So he did Shannon's show. Shannon did his show. I didn't watch Shannon on his show, but it's like even then, you could tell by the way he talking that he's, he
opening up, yeah.
You know he a nigga.
Yeah,
I'm like but you've been on ESPN and you getting $20 million or whatever per year on ESPN. You really careful about what you do. You know what I'm saying? And you pick and choose when you do it. Now it's like, all right, now you know it's accepted or whatever. Mm-hmm. It just don't feel like it's coming from a place that you just like love to do it. You're doing it because you know you can. It's like, oh well, I can go out here and be my normal self. I don't want to see you be. I don't even like you on ESPN. Yeah. I don't want to see you be your normal self.
And it's crazy because like if you're 100% right because he during the Kevin Garnett interview they was talking about a conversation they had a couple years ago when Kev was still in the league and he was coming down on somebody on his team. I can't remember who it was. And like the conversation they was having was on some like you could tell Stephen A. just a normal dude from New York, and I'm like, oh okay, so you had these conversations with these hoopers or whatever on the sideline in the back of the arena. You know what I'm saying? Like this is who you really are, but you've been putting on this. Part of me is like I kind of get it because that was the climate, but if this is it, don't you go back. Because I can't think of I don't believe, maybe I'm wrong, I don't believe Cam and Mace will ever not be Cam and Mace. Like, I don't believe Corey Holcomb will ever not be Corey Holcomb. Bill Burr will never not be Bill Burr. These people are who they are. And if you go do this, Stephen A., then you got to do it.
Can I say this real quick? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say exactly. Not trying to ruffle no type of feathers. But we know the temperature of the world and things that are happening. Mace, first of all, let's give Mace and Cam credit for just being smart businessmen, smart, intelligent.
Facts.
Bruh, if there was ever a temperature in the world to just flat out be who you are, this is the perfect time for them. Kudos. That's all I got to say. Kudos to them for just being authentic, who they are, because that's the world we live in now.
And I will say too, I think a lot of this got its birth, like where Cam and Mace are. When a couple years back when it was the Olympics and it was Snoop and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Now they had to be for network in a sense, because I think because it was like on
NBC. It was on
like
NBC's
it was
app.
on the app.
Yeah.
So I mean they had to be buttoned up, in that sense. But Snoop
took it
Snoop
to
still his star still shown like of him and his personality.
because it's
what
hard
he is.
when you that authentic to be inauthentic. That's the part of the Stephen A. that's throwing you off. Because when you are Bill Burr or Corey Holcomb or Cam and Mace or Snoop, you so authentically yourself. It's hard to do what you did for 20 years, Stephen A. I don't know if I can ask Cam to do that for 20 years.
No.
It's not in him. So when you then switch to be your normal self, it's like, nigga, hold on. How did you play both sides for 20 years?
Because you know what it is? Stephen A. ain't no different than a nigga like me going to my job, punching
All
in
of
and
us.
doing what I got to do.
Yeah.
He going to a job. At the end of the day, what Cam and them been doing, this is they shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has to do certain things for certain executives, but you getting to see the authentic
So
person.
can we accept him over in a real? Can you dabble in
in the real
realness?
nigga lane.
Can you dabble in realness, or do you just have to be real? That's the question.
That's a great
I
question.
feel like
you
he
gotta-
dabbling. He putting his toe in the pool.
I think you
of
gotta-
He want to be there. He want to be there.
and give up to ESPN and the $20
Yeah.
million dollars a year
Yeah.
and go do it.
I'm
But you ain't gonna do that because that ESPN shit is a little cushy, ain't it? A little cushy over there at ESPN.
But I'm gonna tell you something though. I think I agree with you 100%. But I also think in that same perspective that he may get more money doing what he do
He
independent.
might, because you know who else really, like, we giving credit to them, but I think the person who
Rogan.
really,
Rogan.
Rogan, but I'm talking about in the sports world, who really broke this was Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
That's the person who broke the mold.
Yeah, he's getting
Pat
paid right now.
came up with his own, and then ESPN picked him up. You know what I'm saying?
And he does it in a way where
Yep.
he can still do sports. It's like if you
Yep.
you can look at something like that and you can go a little further and say like Barstool Sports, but
Yeah.
they're just assholes.
Yeah, it's
misogynistic,
different. It's
and
different.
stuff, and all of that stuff. So they take
You
stuff
could tell
too
Pat
far.
was being himself.
Pat just being
Because
yeah.
Pat, remember he was he was like that when he was in NFL. When they was interviewing Peyton Manning that one time at the Pro Bowl, they was both at the Pro Bowl, and he was like, "That's my drunk punter." Like,
Yeah.
like he just been that person.
some drug punter. Yeah. I remember that interview. Yeah.
Shit, Cam and them got a 90-10 deal like Baby from Universal. 90% of this shit go to me, 10% go to y'all.
Yeah,
They ain't under nobody's thumb, man. They
out there working.
they able to be authentic and do what they do. And like I said, the temperature of the world today, who don't want that?
Give him peace too. So if our schedules was right and we could do it, y'all think we could sit up here and talk for 6 days a week?
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Would y'all want to talk for 6
I
days?
would.
No, if we got sponsors, I'll talk all day long.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man,
day long.
nigga, you could say one thing to me
Bruh, chemical who?
and turn the microphone on. Nigga, I have 6 podcasts a week before noon. Shout out to we got these tables at the job where we gotta monitor who some of the kids messing up the bathroom, whatever. But our art teacher, Miss Seiler, man, she like a young she a dope artist, man. I think we gonna have her come through the pod. Really dope artist. If anybody sees his name is Sierra Seiler, really dope, man. But there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not, no shade at all, okay? But stands up for all things black women, and all black men need to adjust themselves to the way the world works.
Accordingly.
Type conversations.
Right.
And so them conversations be heavy, and Mr. Ken, the gym teacher, we be in it. We be having these real live conversations, man. So you know how I'm sure this ain't the only place we all have conversations with people throughout the week. Hell yeah,
I mean,
talk
even at home. I mean,
all
just talking to
damn day.
Carlicia sometimes
Hell
we have a
yeah.
conversation of something that be going on, and before you know it, 20-some minutes done passed, and like I said, that's a short episode right there.
Yeah, me and Lee
on
was
one
talking about it
topic.
yesterday. We was watching the Jada Pinkett interview on the ride home from Kenosha, and just talking about how narcissistic and manipulative Jada Pinkett is.
Right.
Like that was an episode in itself. So, but yeah, we definitely could, man. But I just appreciate what they doing, and it's forever shifted the game.
Yeah, it is.
Like the game shifted a little bit before them. Like it shifted a little bit. It reminds me of the like we were talking about before. I go back to the Bone stuff and the 50 stuff where stuff shifted a little bit in music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Martin, a little bit, but when Martin came out, it really shifted, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, okay, like let's go ahead and throw on the HBCU hoodies. Like let's do it. Let's go all in. Like we black. We ain't got to have no white people on here as token people on the show. Right. Like, let's do it. We ain't got to be safe. Ain't nobody got to be a doctor and a lawyer. Like, we just going to be some black people on TV.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like people been doing things for a couple years. Like, you got the Manning cast that people will tune in instead of the regular game. A lot of times during the bowl games, you can go to an alternative channel, and it'll be like Mike Golick's son and a couple other people sitting in recliners watching the game and commenting on it. But it's been happening.
Yeah.
And then Cam and Mace just came and was like, boom.
Yeah, that's different.
And just kicked the door down.
Yeah, right. that's completely like
we've been searching for alternative. Like my bad. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No.
I've been saying this for a long time. I wish it was a station I could go to, and like we watched the beginning of Cam and Mace on Saturday morning before the game. They Saturday morning football preview show, where the first thing out of Maurice Carre's mouth is, I'm at the trauma centers, we trying to put niggas on stretchers. Like, I've been wanting to go to a place to watch commentary. The next stage is for Snoop and Cam and Mace to be doing football games. Mm-hmm. And you can turn to a station and Cam on there like, man, these niggas trash, bro. Like, that's the next step. And you know it's coming.
Sitting there smoking the whole time.
Yes, you know it's coming.
You know what it is?
It's
It's when that Triller shit first started with the boxing. Mm-hmm. And Snoop was doing the commentary when he was actually smoking during the fight.
Yeah.
What was it? What's his name? Jake Paul or whatever.
Yes.
And he was actually smoking. I'm looking like that was when Lil Nate got knocked out.
We was up here.
In fact, that was Carlicia's birthday, I think 2 years ago. When we was up here. It's just, it was wild, but it's like, no matter what, Snoop stuck out again. It's just like, yo, it's something different when somebody's really, really talented.
Bro, they are, okay. Cam and Mace are the Bernie Mac and Corey Holcombs of sports talk.
Yeah. Yep.
Bernie Mac used to always affectionately say, I'm saying the shit y'all scared to say. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Corey Holcomb, he'd say you flat the fuck out.
Yeah.
He say what he want to say. And they just bring it to that lane. And
Bill Burr went on Saturday Night Live and called all white women my bitches. Like, that's Bill Burr. That's Bill Burr, man.
Like I said earlier when we had the conversation previously, they saying shit that y'all saying for real, but just scared to do it in public. Yeah. And they ain't scared to do it in public. So much respect to them.
Man, so much respect, man. They shifting the game.
Yeah.
And I love it. I absolutely, unequivocally, I love it. I'm watching normal shows and they talking about pause and like it's
hilarious, man.
They have brought the culture.
I don't watch them enough. I admittedly, I don't watch them enough. I'll turn it on sometimes to kind of get distracted. I'm really trying to get back into my space of pulling stuff up. When Paco was at the house doing some work a few weeks back, he was asking like, "Oh man, who are you listening to?" I'm like, "Man, I don't listen as much anymore." But I'm really trying to just get back into that space. I love seeing those clips of homie from the Club 520 pod, Jeff Teague. His fucking storytelling, story.
Listen,
the one I put on my story the other day with him follow Brian Hard. This nigga's like, man, I ain't never beat Brian before the playoffs. The one time I was up 30 on the nigga. Brian said, "We good." It's like, yo,
Jeff Teague stories is the best shit.
It's like the best shit. I'm dead ass. That if y'all don't know what we talking about, just hashtag Club 520. His stories, man, from his time in the league.
That was hilarious.
No, Jeff Teague the funniest nigga.
He kept it 100. He like, I was mad, nigga.
See, I showed her.
I ain't never beat this nigga in the playoffs ever.
Yeah. He told me, you see the one we talking about Chris Paul? When he said, man, I like your shoes before the game and shit. And Chris like, oh, thank you. And in the game, he said, man, Chris busting my ass. Then he looked at my bench like, at the bench, like, hey, why this young nigga talk about he want to wear my shoes? He hold me on the court. Like, man, it was so, man, his stories is the best stories in the world, man.
They're hilarious, man.
Then he told the story. I know you probably seen that. He told the Jimmy Butler story.
Oh,
Man,
oh yeah,
that nigga said Jimmy Butler. We played for the Timberwolves. He came and picked 4 bums and beat the starters.
And
When
then
he
left.
took his hoodie
And
off,
then left.
That nigga Jimmy had cut the Minnesota Timberwolves out the middle of his shirt.
Yeah.
So it was a hole in the middle of his
And then the
shirt.
nigga went home
He
and
went
did
home,
an interview.
He said by the time they got to the locker room, this nigga was at home doing an interview with Rachel.
Yo, his story's just hilarious.
He
man.
said Jimmy at home like, yeah, I just bust their ass. He said, nigga, how you get home that quick, man? Man, oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Hey, niggas, man, Jeff Teague's story. I just love the authenticity of that.
Yeah.
It is something to you, right, Brainstorm. You are 1,000,000% right on that. It is something with the credibility of the people who've done the thing being authentic on the back end.
Right.
That draws people in. It is always going to supersede everything else. Like the fact that Kevin Garnett is really authentically Kevin Garnett,
Love it.
and you get to listen to him be Kevin Garnett now that he's not playing no more. It's gonna always that voice is gonna always carry more than the average person because it's KG being KG.
And the reality is, even if you don't like it, you gotta respect it.
Yeah.
You gotta
most
respect
people do.
somebody that is unapologetically them.
And Brian and them did it from it's coming because
shop.
Brian and them did it from the barbershop on Amazon Prime.
But all they did was bit. You know, they bit other ideas or whatever. You know, but it worked.
Yeah.
But it worked. You
Yeah.
put people in there. You ask them some questions. It's 4 of us sitting around and we just having a conversation real quick. It worked. I will give Brian that. Most of the stuff that he do with their company, with that company, Spring Hill, most of it kind of works.
As opposed to that House Party movie, which was the worst.
Yeah, that was
I have ever
ass.
seen in my life.
I didn't even waste time on that one because y'all.
You didn't? No, you got. Man, you
The
still ain't
previews. The previews said told me everything I needed to
Let me
know.
tell you something. The previews can't even
He trying
brainstorm.
He trying to get us to kill our brain cells.
No,
watching
listen.
that terrible
The
movie.
previews made me think. Okay, this is like you know Marlon on Netflix. You know, I'm thinking it's gonna be a terrible movie. It took such a bad turn.
I hate that.
I could not have possibly. You can't possibly imagine how bad this movie is.
Oh, I can.
The turn it takes. No, I'm being honest with you, Brainstorm. The turn it takes. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
The turn this movie takes.
Just makes no
It
sense.
goes from just a normal bad. You know, remember them bad '90s movies or early 2000s movies, The Cookout and all the books. Just them dumbass movies. It goes from that to like, what in the fuck am I watching? Now I'm watching a demonic, Illuminati-led blood sacrifice. It is you think I'm bullshitting? It went from that to an Illuminati blood sacrifice, and I said, "What the fuck is happening?" It is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I ain't got time for it.
It's the worst movie I've ever
I
seen.
ain't got time for it.
It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Why would
man.
I give 2 hours of my life for that?
No, yeah, it was.
See, he's about to try to defend
No, I was
it.
about to try to, but I can't.
He's about to try to defend it like Kyle McCord.
No, Leah never forgave me for this one. But we went into it thinking, all right, we about to just watch a terrible movie for a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? It's LeBron, it's House Party 2, fuck it, for the culture.
Sometimes you just be sitting there like, yo.
It got so left. We, at the same time, we was like, what the fuck are we watching?
And why?
And
Yeah,
why?
yeah.
At some point, like, Kid Cudi is eating a sacrifice animal. Like, what's happening? What is? You think I'm bullshitting? He walk into a club, a place, and is mass on people. There's elephant tusks and shit, and they doing a sacrifice to get his 2016 championship ring back. It was the one.
The
fuck?
That's why it's
So LeBron was in this movie?
At the end. But they had to go get his ring from like a satanic cult thing.
Who wrote it?
I don't know, man. It went from a corny, we about to throw a party at LeBron's house when he gone. Just
Right.
you can picture that movie.
Right.
LeBron gone for a week. We gonna throw a party. The party get out of hand.
and it's some
Somebody
shit,
steal LeBron ring. They go to get it. You think they could go to, and they end up for the next 20 minutes is satanic rituals. Then they come back and they play Brown 101.
What?
It was it was the worst. movie ever.
That must be why old girl broke up with that dude.
Yeah,
Like, yo, you put this horrible ass movie out, like, I'm going to get me somebody else.
Right. You could do this shit
Bro, I
to
can't be
me.
the GOAT for that movie alone, nigga. That movie alone is the worst shit ever.
Right. It's
Anyway.
cost you your career, nigga.
Anyway.
But I know, like, even speaking about more reality stuff, have I mentioned this before? I don't think she's been on as much lately, or either the topics haven't been as huge. Jess Hilarious is growing on me from her time on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, she's a perfect. I don't know why they won't put her on there.
And that's what I'm saying.
Full-time?
I don't know if we said it on the show yet or not.
She
But
belongs on the Breakfast Club.
she fits them two perfectly. And it's like, and I get other people come on there that's more polished and things like that, you know, but she fits them too. And it's like whenever she's on with them, and so it's them three in the studio, it's just funny. Her Jess with the mess stuff, I used to kind of like a little bit on IG or whatever. Some of it was funny, some of it wasn't, and things like that. I didn't think her, when I've seen some of her stand up online.
No, she's not funny stand
I
up.
haven't seen any. But this other avenue, she good.
Yeah.
She good at this.
She's funny at that the same way Kevin Hart is the funniest, like, kick it funny nigga like I've ever seen on camera. Like, Kev in a conversation with some people at a place is funny as fuck.
Right.
Like, his comedic
He can come
time
off the
is
dome
hilarious.
and just be
Off the
saying
dome,
silly shit all the
hilarious.
time. Yeah.
Like, Jess Hilarious, she's one of them people that needs other people around to bounce off of. Like, she finds the funny in everything. She funny as hell on there, man. Because I'm not a big fan of her stand-up at all. Like, zilch fan of her stand-up.
Right.
But on Breakfast Club, I don't know why they haven't made her. Because some of the other people they have on there, I don't understand why they have them on there.
Like I said, some people are just more polished. You know, you could tell that they've been doing stuff like that longer.
Yeah.
And so, like, they could transition
And
better.
I feel like they've been doing it
or-
for a long time because they're not that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Jess on there.
Yeah, that's, you know, since we was the whole reality space thing, she's really growing on me, at least in that space. So it's like, all right, she's funny at this. She's good at this.
Yeah.
You know.
So we didn't get to this situation last week though. So I don't know the take on it. Playboy, I don't know how much. I don't know if you did you hear about the party? How you say his name?
Partisan
Fontaine
or something like that.
Meg Thee Stallion's dude.
Yeah, he made a.
So she made a song.
Yeah.
Basically saying he got head from some girl in her bed and he cheated on her and all this kind of shit. He came back right back at her with a like, nigga, you tripping. Like, you out here lying on me, you know what I'm saying? Like, he rebutted and came back at her. And the world was basically trying to like blow down on him.
Even I saw a bunch of dudes coming at his neck.
Like, my thing is, if somebody's going to take their time out to attack me and my character, you have to give me the space and time to respond to it.
Absolutely.
I didn't get that. I mean, I get kind of not, whatever, however you want to call it, bitching up or whatever, or keeping it out. You know, I saw a lot of guys saying, you know, you don't, they say how you handle stuff as a man or something like that. And it's just like, I'm sorry. Personally, I disagree. I mean, I'm a big person at a lot of times, not all the time. I'm not great, but a lot of times I'm taking the higher road and just, and Carlisha might be rolling her eyes right now because she done pulled me back from jumping off the cliff a couple times with a couple things. But, you know, sometimes you do have to take the higher road. But it's like if somebody in the public space says something about you in a public space, true or not, I mean, honestly, true or not, if they go to a public space, you have the right to me to go into that same public space and respond. I mean, like we talking about men. Oh, well, a man shouldn't do that or something like that.
So
What the fuck should a man do? Sit there and just take the arrows and the bullets that come his way? Again, right or wrong? I mean, none of us was in that bed. The same way people jumped on that bus to defend her against the Tory Lane stuff, or jumped on that bus to defend Tory or whatever. None of us was in that goddamn car. None of us was in that house that she said she came into, and in that bed that she said he was getting head from somebody. Like, none of us know. But if she takes it public and she starts to say, well, you did this and you did this and you did that, then why the fuck does that man not have a right to sit there and say whatever else? Oh, well, he didn't have to say that she got lipo. So it was like, well, this she was already looking like, the fuck, why not? She went to a public space and said something about him. Why Why not? I mean, look, if y'all want to say that's all for men, more power to y'all. If that's what y'all agree to say that. I mean, I personally just don't agree on that. And there's a lot of places I sit there and just like, yo, be a man up, and a lot of those different things I do and say some stuff up, pause. But it's just like, I just feel like if she took it there, and not even just that song, I think another song she's kind of alluded to little stuff with little lines and things like that, where it's just, all right, why can I not have my say?
That's the reality of this. I'm so sick and tired of this narrative that because you are a man that you cannot express yourself, that you less than because you don't speak your mind on a situation or a subject or something. A motherfucker coming at you, they expect, oh, you giving me gay or you giving me this feminine energy.
He's sassy.
If you did, man, I'm so sick of this bullshit, man. Quit talking shit. And he said it best. My favorite line he said was, the ones that love you don't know you. The ones that know you don't love you. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't know what's going on behind closed doors or what she done to this man. Stop with this narrative that is always our fucking fault.
And it could be. It could have been his fault.
But the reality is still, she didn't call him out publicly. So a person, let's scratch the man shit. Let's just say a person, a human being, period. I don't have the right to respond. I'm just supposed to shut the fuck up because I'm a man.
Nobody had that energy with Drake and Pusha.
And
right.
Or when
Biggie and Pop.
When Keke Palmer's boyfriend or whatever embarrassed her publicly and whatever, she could respond however she wanted to respond. He dissed her publicly and she could.
And
so where's that same energy?
The only motherfuckers that ain't got to see, don't get me started. The only people in the world that don't have to change with the times is men. We got to maintain this whole certain type of way for the eternity of life. But everybody else can change and be this and be that and all this other shit. I'm so sick of this shit, man.
Nah, where I disagree on that. I think they want you to change, but they want you to change within the confines of what they need you to change for.
No, I get that. But,
it's like if you can be with a person that wants you to say they want you to be more sensitive, so you can change that fit that narrative.
No,
I
get that.
But if you were dealing with somebody else and it don't fit their narrative of what a man is supposed to be, then it just then you look odd changing for them.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you look at any and everybody in the world over all these years, we've been taught to maintain being a certain type of way, regardless of situations and circumstances. We need to be a man. You ain't supposed to have feelings. You ain't supposed to express yourself. If you express yourself, you're giving feminine energy. You're this, you're that. Fuck all that. I'm so sick of this shit, man. I'm so tired of it, bro. You can sit up and publicly flame me. But I'm just supposed to sit there and be a man and not say nothing and take it. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like Basin, what's her name? We speaking our mind and saying what the fuck we want to say and what we want to do. Fuck that, man. I'm tired of that. This is a touchy subject for me because I can't stand it, man. This is the reason why men get out here and kill themselves and all types of stuff and go through what they go through because they can't express their motherfucking self. You name me one person in the world that like to get talked about publicly and don't want to say nothing. But if you do, you looked at like you ain't shit.
Yeah, facts.
No matter if it's coming from a woman or a man or whoever it's coming from. That's fucked up, in my opinion. That's just my spill on it.
Facts. No.
You can go ahead and just trash me through everything and have
You
to
can't say nothing.
and then on top of that, have to sit there and watch people not knowing the situation, sit there and agree and say certain things and don't know the truth. But the minute you speak your truth or what you know may be your truth, you get looked at a certain type of way. Fuck that shit.
And people also got to understand. Well, and I know people understand it, but people just don't get it. It's just, look, it's one side, it's the other side, then the middle is probably where the truth lies.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Any story told from the beginning of time, and it will be that way to the end of time. You get one person that was on one side and one person on the other side. Somewhere in that middle is where it's pieces of it and everywhere, and that's where that truth is. Whatever. People got to understand. People just got to stop acting like just because they like somebody that whatever they say is gospel.
I agree.
And it's Bible.
I agree.
It's not, man. It's not. People
and don't even know them for real. But go ahead, Brainstorm. I'm
even
sorry.
in our own lives. I mean, honestly, even in our own lives, I could tell y'all whatever this and that, whatever. Y'all don't know what the fuck I do the other however many hours in the week it is when I'm at home or whatever.
Right.
So people got to stop with that shit or whatever. It ain't Bible. It ain't gospel. It ain't law.
But I'm gonna tell you the only difference with that, Brainstorm. This is just my opinion. I know you. Right? Hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. When I say I know you, I'm not around you 24/7. But we've been around each other since grade school. So the things that have transpired between me and you throughout these years, if somebody say something about you, I would probably look at them sideways and be like, oh, I don't know that person.
No,
But you got people that don't even know fucking Megan. You just got fans.
or party or whoever.
You know what I'm saying? You got fans that's doing this shit. That's saying, oh, he shouldn't be doing this and that. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, absolutely 100%, because nobody knows the real person behind closed doors if they're not with their 24/7. But if you, me being around y'all for years, if somebody said something that, as far as a character issue or whatever, I would be like, no, like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, because
You know
people
what I
say
mean?
stuff about people now, and I'd be sitting there like, oh, I can see them doing that.
And I could also say, oh, if you did this, I could be. It's so crazy. I'm gonna bring this up to y'all real quick, just to chime in on it. Somebody asked me about us as far as like basketball. I mean, about sports and stuff. I was like, oh, when it come to football, this and that. Oh, trust and believe, them two niggas is on it. You know what I'm saying? If a person would say something about sports and you said, I'd be like, okay, yeah, oh yeah, most definitely, yeah, I know Dev said this. Yeah, that sound like him. Just like you would know if I did some shit, you'd be like, oh well, you know what? Fortunately or unfortunately, yeah, that he Playboy probably did that shit. But you got people that don't even know her personally.
Outside of a song and a twerking
that's all I'm
video.
saying, man. But I agree with you. But on the flip side of that, it's like, come on, man. You know?
Yeah, people gotta let that go, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we overtalk you on that one?
No.
Sorry,
yeah.
Dave. I'm sorry.
Good. No, that's straight. That's straight.
Yeah, man. I that was just insane to me that he took so much heat from people.
That's crazy.
Just for having a response because somebody said something about him. I mean, like, so at what point are you supposed to? I mean, if Mayor say something about him, he say something and respond. Oh my God, he shouldn't have did that. Did he get accused? He settled so that none of the shit come out. It's like, oh my God, he's guilty. He should have. It's like, yo, what the fuck do you want from you? People got a right to react how they need to react.
But it goes back to the cam and make shit. Just be you, man, because you can't control shit out here.
Exactly, and I agree.
You can't control a goddamn thing. Something happened and you say something. Oh shit! This nigga, man, what nigga? What nigga? This nigga what? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Remember, we used to be like, oh, like if somebody would get sued for something, we'd be like, oh man, why they not fighting and why they not saying this or whatever, and all these things, and you'd be like, oh well they must be guilty because they not coming back or something like this. But then it's like,
did he settle it in one day? And now he guilty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just you. But can't
also,
win for
did.
But Diddy's a wild boy though.
Diddy did make sure that half of New York City and half of the industry got sex charges to him. I said, God damn.
Yep.
Everybody in the music industry, nigga, Jamie Foxx, Aaron Hall, the mayor of New York.
I saw something about Aaron Hall, but I ain't seen nothing about anybody else.
Jamie Foxx, it was a bunch.
It's a lot going down, bro.
That they starting to link to him or something.
No,
there's allegations starting to come out. Man, look, but when are we going? We understand that this entertainment thing, especially music, and I guess movies too, because they hear all you got the Weinsteins and who's the one white guy that people he did
Epstein?
stuff. Not even Epstein. The older white guy, the Woody Allen, that has his allegations and stuff on him too. It's just like it's just a nasty space where it was a very. We all can admit this. It was a very male driven from the leadership type of space or whatever, and they did what the fuck they wanted to do for years. And it's like,
and I also don't think it was. It's almost like the Shaw High School experience.
Tread lightly.
Huh?
I said tread lightly.
No, it's like the Shaw High School experience. Like, for the ones who went to class every day, for the most part, every day,
Shaw won that.
It was the most fun high school in America. But you had a couple niggas that like shot people and shit. So the whole entire student body gets labeled as the worst of us. Yep. And I'm like, Harvey Weinstein and Woody Allen and these niggas is two of 20,000 directors. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the impact they have, the impact you can have by doing some fuck shit can affect people for the rest of their life. So I get it.
And their impact is so broad because of actually who they were.
I mean, yeah.
It's higher because of who they are.
Yeah, but they work with,
they got more power.
Gabrielle Union. Like, I mean, they work with the people they worked with. And yeah, some shit went down. You know what I'm saying? Like, did we all know some niggas that sold dope? Yeah, but we wasn't all selling dope with the niggas. Like, I just don't think, like, what about Timbaland and Magoo? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that was making music in the 90s is not out here on some Diddy shit having gay, weird sex parties. I just don't think the entire industry was fucked up.
No, of course.
I think Diddy's a weirdo. R. Kelly's a weirdo.
I think there's a good number
you know what I'm
of
saying?
weirdos out there, though.
I don't think all of them. I don't think Joe and Case and Casey and JoJo and Next and Drew Hill. I don't think all them niggas was weirdos too. I just think it was. You might have 3-4 niggas. Now 3-4 niggas might do some fucked up shit to a multitude. Like, it only take one nigga with a gun to shoot 20 people.
Right.
That don't mean all 20,000 people at the event had a gun. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it ends up being like we had the shit last night at the lighting ceremony. It was 5,000 people down there. Mm-hmm. One little nigga with a gun turned the whole goddamn lighting ceremony into a tragedy.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, some nigga shot a 13 and 15-year-old last night at the damn lighting ceremony.
Yeah, when we was going downtown for dinner last night, it was a bunch of people. I'm like, what's going on down here? I'm like, I know Brown in town because the Lakers. I started seeing people walking. I'm like, maybe it was the lighting ceremony or something. Because
somebody got shot over there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing that's like, with this Diddy shit that people, I think it's far stretching because it's Diddy. And Diddy was that nigga. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do get it. But Jay-Z was that nigga too. So was Nas. So was Snoop. So was Dre. So a lot of niggas. So was Eminem. Yeah. So was 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have one nigga that did some wild shit. I
also feel like it depends on the time.
And then they be like, the whole industry was fucked up. I'm like, I think Diddy's a weird ass nigga.
I mean, no, there's people, I agree 100%. I just think there's some people that's, you in a space
think Master
where
P, I don't think Baby, I don't think everybody was on some having weird sex parties like that.
I feel like there's a space of people who was just, you got money, you can have a lot of women around, or you got the money to indulge in any vice you want, and they took advantage of that. I also believe that, like, in the 90s was a really, really wild time to be in entertainment.
I think there's two things. I think one, you give any crop of males and women too thousands to millions of dollars, and some wild shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But the freaky weird shit is for the freaky weird niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Vegas thrives off niggas.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dan.
Vegas thrives off niggas having wild weekends. That's what Vegas and Nashville and Atlantic City and Miami and all them shits are for. But the weird nigga, leave your phone and keys in the thing, Diddy parties, that's some Diddy shit, nigga. That's some nigga, I like that, daddy. Nigga, I ain't talking like that, but that weird ass nigga, man.
Nigga, I wish somebody would say some shit like that.
You think that during interview?
You can give me $1 billion right now. And the reality is, I guarantee you, I ain't gonna be doing nothing that Diddy got planned.
Hell no.
It's not on the schedule or the menu. Nigga. Period.
You shoving gerbils up your ass. You wanted to do that. Okay? They ain't got nothing to do with you making beats, nigga. You a weird ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, everybody had that space. Like I said, I just feel like when you get the books, like the ones that Corinne Steffens wrote and stuff like that, like, you know, it was a wild time, and you know the industry was just a wild space or whatever.
Like, guys getting head in a limo is not crazy.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Diddy walking through the store getting butt plugs for him and Ja Rule is a wild story.
I didn't read that one, but we just gonna say allegedly to be safe. Allegedly, just to be safe. Because Diddy might be on a revenge tour.
Allegedly. But that was, I started.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Playboy froze over here. I was like, did the internet
hold
go
up
out?
now?
Jesus Christ, he froze.
What would I be without you?
Oh man, yeah, I ain't hear that one.
Break, man.
Yeah, I ain't got the hiccups, nigga.
Oh,
I ain't even hear that one.
Damn.
I think that's new info for me.
But
no,
I just feel like it was a ton going on at a certain point in time, man.
Right.
And a lot of people got the opportunity to just indulge in the stuff they wanted to go through, and it was like, and there was no way to really check it, and everybody knows it's obvious. There was no way to check it. They were the power players. You know what I'm saying? At one point, Diddy's the hottest producer out there, or one of the hottest producers out there. There's who gonna say something to him?
Well, at least we know what.
And that's why people need to understand too the whole stories about the women who go years, stuff like that. Like people got to stop with that or whatever. Like if you was in a space where nobody would have believed you, or even if they would have been like, "Oh, this nigga got enough money to hush it up." He settled that cash and shit in fucking 30 hours. 30 hours.
Yeah.
30 hours.
That's for a purpose and a reason.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like at some point people got to stop just being like, "Oh, you can't sit on this." It's like stop telling people what they would do in any situation until you've been through that goddamn situation. Until a nigga lays some, and I'm just about to be stupid, but until you brought it, until a nigga lays some anal plugs out in front of you or whatever, stop talking about what you would do because you don't fucking know or whatever. Somebody walk in your house.
I'm not inserting the anal plugs.
Well,
we can start there.
At least we know why Ja Rule sounded like that his whole career.
We'll go to other places, but the insertion of those plugs is not on the menu.
I mean, it's everything we talk about with that though. The whole fight or flight responses and stuff like that in situations, and what are you really going to do? Everybody talks about what they would do, and you never know what you're going to do until you're in a situation. So stop putting yourself in these women's shoes and saying you should do this or you should have did this or you didn't do this or you're not telling the truth. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody.
And you never know. I agree with you, but you also never know what's being presented to you while you sitting on something either. Information. You never know you being threatened, your family being threatened. You never know what's going on.
If you go into a meeting with somebody and they already got a reputation that's doing a bunch of stuff or whatever, we can sit here in our level-minded self and say, all right, well, you shouldn't have took that meeting or something like that. We can do little stuff like that, but it's like, but if that's your opportunity to get on, could you be like, well, maybe I'll be able to get in and get out or something? I mean, it's just like we don't know. We need to stop putting ourselves in people's shoes and stop acting like we know what they would do in a situation, or what they should have done, or what they shouldn't have done. It's easy to sit here on the couch. It's us Monday morning quarterbacking shit. It's easy to sit here now and be like, well, you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done. You should have heard these stories and you should have did that. And we know Diddy's a freaky dude. And all right, but
freaky ass Diddy, man.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to listen. You can hate me now. I don't even want to listen to no. I was getting ready to reminisce about the whole Diddy album he came out with when he was with what was it, Nas? Mm-hmm. All the other shit. God damn, man. I didn't know about that, Dev. Yeah. The hell's going? That's nope.
Yeah, we'll see, but
no parts.
I guess we get ready to get up out there so we can get on to the crib and get home for this 4:00 start. So thank y'all for tuning in this week. We'll be back next Sunday, 1:00 again next Sunday, because we got another 4:00 game next Sunday.
Yes.
I'll be more calm next Sunday with the sports takes. Whatever.
No, fuck that. Brainstorm, do your thing, man. Be you. You know what I'm saying?
Got called a front runner last week and everything, but it's all good though, man. It's hopefully the Browns get a win today, man. We feeling good come tomorrow. Winnable game, definitely a winnable game. So hopefully they go out there, handle some business, and defense, show up and do their thing, and we feeling good come that Sunday. So anyway. Playboy, give
DTR 21 of 29, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Give me some odds on that, man.
I agree with that.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay. I feel it. All right, man.
He does that, they win.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He does that, they win.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's Playboy the DJ, Playboy DA. You can find me on Instagram, Playboy_James3. You can find me on Facebook under my government. If you know me, then you know me.
They know you.
And you can find me on all DMST Boy platforms, man. Hey, great show. We 3 for 3 in this motherfucker, man. Great show, y'all. We be back next week, man. I'm out.
All right, Dev, give them all your shits.
It's Dev, man. Do what needs to be done, whether you like it or not. So we're Big Dev 216 everywhere.
Everywhere, nigga.
Everywhere. DMST16 at yahoo.com. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, all that good stuff. If you want to be on the show, reach out to us. Because we talking about, what did we say before the show? For the guests.
Probably
we got the next one we get back to. We get back to our 6 o'clock. So we trying to line somebody up for the 2 weeks from the day. But anytime y'all want to sit down with us and you in town or something like that, shout out to Deidre again over there in the YouTube. Nice for you to pull up on us for a live for a change. So anybody that want to sit down, we're going to be trying to line a couple of these up over these next few weeks as we get ready to head into 2024. Outside of that, I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else to put out there, man. So it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. And as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to your best of your motherfucking ability. I'm DJ Brainstorm for you and on social media. That is DJ Brainstorm, the number 4, the letter
You. It's still fuck Michigan.
Yeah, and get Kyle McCord's ass the fuck out of here.
We'll see him next year.
Akron looking for a coach. I mean, for a QB. Akron looking for somebody.
He'll be back.
Akron looking for somebody.